heavy metal Truants, boys and girls. Yes, not the regular Truants. No, they're a bunch of older fellas.
Another town, another place, another girl, another face, another truck, another race. I'm eating junk, feeling bad. Another night, I'm going mad. My woman's leaving, I feel sad. But I just love the life I lead. Another beer is what I need. Another gig, my ears bleed. We are the road crew.
Not the minimum, give us your fucking money!
Raise hell, Lord, raise hell. Playing a guitar just like a ringing a bell.
I started a thing called the Truants in 2010 to raise money for, initially the Childline, was a friend of mine was on the board, and over a drunken lunch, then I told him to stop one of his people calling my lead singer direct all the time asking for money and support, and if he did that I'd do a bike ride for him. So we ended up doing a bike ride. 42 mates went down to Egypt and we raised about 230 grand towards Childline, and we added Nordoff Robbins music therapy, and the following year we added Teenage Cancer Trust. And we rode in Egypt in 10, we rode in Cuba in 2011, and then we rode in Marrakesh in 2013. And on that ride I invited Alex Mias, who was editor of Metal Hammer at the time, to come and join us. And it became apparent that doing the Truants, we could only do it every couple of years, year and a half, 2 years. So the charity, we were raising quite good funds. So from a charity point of view, well, I want to do something which is more regular, it's like annually. And so it just occurred to do a ride to Download. I mean, I had made and headlining Download in 2013. So it seemed an easy link, and to start the heavy metal Truants. So I cajoled Alex into joining me in this venture, and he's done a pretty magnificent job, along with my PA Helen Cole. I've got to mention, otherwise I won't get any notification. It's been going every year since then, and been the first year because I've known Andy Copping, who basically runs Download Festival now and has been for some time. I've known Andy for a long time. He's a true metal man and a real good friend. And if I called him, we'd get a great welcome for Download end, and he might even let us use his fucking dog on two of our art. So we got together, Andy, and schemed it out. And when we arrived at Download on that first venture, back then in 2013, we arrived. The idea is to arrive at noon the day of the festival starts. So we got there early, at, about 12, and made and played the next day. And it all went incredibly well, and we've done it every year since. And even in my ripe old age, then I've done every one except the one when I got a new knee a couple of years ago. And anybody out there who wants to help anybody, help some charity, do something, then just sign up and join us. I mean, everyone can ride a bike. So this year, not only could Maiden not play, but also the heavy metal Truants, we couldn't make our annual pilgrimage from London up to Download and raise money for the kids. But we thought there are other ways to skin a cat, and Alex came up with a great idea of getting everybody on turbo trainers. As long as you can subscribe to Strava and join us, then it's open to everybody, no subscription. And we're hoping to raise a good amount of funds. We've got riders from all around the planet now joining us, but obviously not everyone can fly in to do a specific 175-mile ride on 3 days of the year, but they all can take time on a turbo trainer, or if they're allowed at the moment with circumstances, to go on the road anyway on the bikes. In a way, it's one of the gates of heavy metal Truants, in that there's people from all over the world now with us. I don't know how many countries there are, but the last count, more than 12 countries involved with riders, and the virtual way I think we'll continue with. There's no reason why next year then we can't continue the physical ride, and with, I would just say 50 people, that's about the most we take. and then have a lot of other people doing it around the world, virtually or in their own backyard.
Hello everyone, Alexander Miles here with the Heavy Metal Truants. Well, I'll tell you, our shout out has been absolutely heard. We have over 300 cyclists from all over the world join the Heavy Metal Truants this year, and we didn't want to exclude non-cyclists. So while indoor and outdoor bikes are absolutely fine, the big news is, for the first time ever, we're going to be inviting people who want to run, who want to jog, who want to walk. In honor of Lemmy, the 40th anniversary of Motorhead's Ace of Spades and Snaggletooth, we're going to call you the Snagglers. Sign up at heavymetaltruants.com. Join us, help us raise money for the charities that do such wonderful work.
Here I am asking you if you want to become a legend by riding a virtual bike ride with the Heavy Metal Truants. So if you want to be a part of that, then get on your bike and ride. Happy days, Mick.
Heavy Metal Truants 8, the 8th of Spades. The weirdest one, but the longest one. You've got to get up early and do the training, to do the miles, to get the money for the children's charities. And this time we're doing it for 4 amazing children's charities who need the money more than ever during this crisis. Teenage Cancer Trust, Nordoff Robbins, Childline and Save the Children. Every day I'll be doing a ride diary. And I'm going to try and do it as if it's actual download ride. So I'm going to stop after every 20 kilometers, have some spicy bagels, have lasagna at lunchtime, and then obviously I need to recreate the most important part of the ride to download every year, the weather. I'm not doing this for a laugh, I'm doing it for kids. So donate now to 4 amazing children's charities. Heavy Metal Truants!
So here I am in the gorgeous Shropshire countryside, in training, doing 15 miles a day in preparation for the Heavy Metal Truants cycle ride, the virtual cycle ride to Download 2020, happening from the 1st to the 12th of June, where me and like-minded rockers will be cycling for 4 amazing children's charities.
We at Classic Challengers are so excited to be part of this ride again. We didn't know whether it was going to happen, but the 8th of Spades is on its way. So really, really exciting. I hope you guys are training, I hope you're all ready for it. So we're going to be with you every step of the way to maybe make sure that you don't get onto the sweeper bus at the back. Alright my fellow Truants, let's go and ride.
Hello Heavy Metal Truants. So for you guys who don't know me, I'm Lee, I'm the medic. I've been involved on a voluntary basis since the very first ride. I've supported the guys on all 7 rides. It's going to be strange this year, not being able to support you. However, I do get to participate with you this year and raise money for some fantastic charities, such as Nordoff Robbins, Childline NSPCC, Teenage Cancer Trust and save the children.
Young people with cancer, we support young people aged 13 to 24 from the moment they're concerned about cancer right through past treatment into kind of recovery and life after cancer. So we have 28 wards in NHS hospitals across the UK, got over 100 Teenage Cancer Trust nurses, youth support coordinators and other specialist team members working in those hospitals, fundamentally making sure that young people don't face cancer alone. And some of you, I know Alex, you've been, and a couple of the other heavy metal truants too, have been to see some of our wards in the UK, and they do not look like hospital wards. You walk in, there's laughter, there's pool tables, frequently there's pizza, and that's not just because I'm there. There's people hanging out, they're being young people, and that's the real driving spirit of Teenage Cancer Trust, which is it's young people first, cancer second, and we do everything we can to make sure that young people can continue being themselves. They can be rebellious, they can push their boundaries, they can break some rules, they can make new friends, they can do all of the things that otherwise cancer just puts on hold. And if Teenage Cancer Trust didn't exist, young people who are under 18 would be treated on a kids ward with little kids, just not the right kind of age to be hanging out with if you're 15, 16. Or they get treated on adult cancer wards where often patients are much, much more, I think mature was the word you used earlier, Helen, much more mature than them. So yeah, it's a real privilege to be part of Teenage Cancer Trust. And you were talking about the kind of the Rock family. We very much feel that you're kind of part of our family, and for as long as you'll have us, we love being part of your family too. You know, I don't know what the equation is between amount of hair and amount of heart, but I think that heavy metal truants bring that to life. I mean, I'm not allowed favourite supporters. I'm just saying, if I was, they'd involve bikes, hair and uniforms. So who might they be?
I just want to start by saying a massive thank you to you both and to everybody who is supporting Save the Children. I know it's the first time that we've come on board, and we're absolutely thrilled. So it's a huge thank you. Yeah, as you say, Save the Children, we were founded in 1919. So last year we celebrated our centenary, which was quite an amazing achievement. We were actually founded by two sisters, Eglantine Jebb and Dorothy Buxton, and they had a vision that all children should be protected, and it was at the end of the war. The blockade was causing starvation, and so they went to the Royal Albert Hall and they campaigned for children, and that was really the turning point. Since then, Save the Children has grown. We now work in over 100 countries around the world, and we've actually reached, quite astonishingly, over 1 billion children in that time. That's quite a big number, and actually really what it's about is the individual children's lives that have been impacted, and we're only able to do that because of the support that we receive. And so yeah, it's really thanks to people like both of you and to all of the people who are participating that enable us to have reached that, and we obviously have ambitions to do a lot more in the future.
Nordoff and Robbins are two gentlemen who in the 60s discovered a way of communicating with children with severe and multiple learning difficulties. So their approach is what became known as music therapy throughout the UK. So we're a music therapy charity, and we work with children across multiple difficulties, mental, physical, multiple, severe. And what we say is that music gives a voice to children that otherwise struggle to communicate. So what we do is we work in schools, we work one-on-one, we work in groups, so we have children's choirs, and the idea is it's music for all. So it's not just music for special needs children, it's we'd go into a school and those children would be with all the other children, but our music therapists are trained in such a way to get the best and the most out of everybody. So it's a beautiful example of how something we all get in our core, that music connects us, and it's a way of us finding ourselves and a way of connecting to the world. And some children, so I'll give you a couple of examples. So we've got young Kate, who joined us when she was 5, very high on the autistic spectrum, and she, at the age of 5, had never made a sound. So in her family's home, it was very, very quiet. So what she noticed was she liked to move when music came on. So her parents sought us out through having one-on-one sessions. And about month 5, month 6, she started making vocalizations, so noises. And they thought, this is great. A year later, she spoke her first word to her mum in a music therapy session. So, yeah, and a year later, her mum came back to us and said, our house is now a cacophony of noise.
Once you start them, they won't stop.
That was it. So once she had literally found this voice, this sound, this amazing thing that she could realise that she could affect, you know, like, and seeing her mum light up, she said it was just like this door open to a world she didn't know. And sometimes it's more subtle than that. So we've also got Ava that we work with, and Ava at birth was born with multiple severe physical disabilities, which then became, we realised, mental disability. So she's in a wheelchair, she's normally lying down, she finds sitting up very difficult, so her physicality is quite constraining. And her eyes, although they move, she can't actually see very much. And what they found again is apart from through music, she wasn't really engaging. So they found through music, through rhythm, through beats, through sounds, there was some interaction. And over the years, what's happened is Ava's found a way to communicate and almost dance with her mum through music. So we've got, I don't know if people have seen, we've done something with the clangers for those old of us to remember who the clangers are. And so Ava now sings with the clangers in such a way, but her eyes move to meet her mum now in a way that didn't happen before. So it's those subtle things that happen through music. So yeah, it's that work we do and then some, but that's the really individual work that we do day in, day out. And you guys have been incredible over the years in support of us. So literally, we thank you for every sweaty pedal and blood, sweat and tears that you pour out for us. We massive thank you.
Childline's been around for more than 30 years. In fact, I joined first of all as a volunteer 25 years ago when I was still singing in an indie band. I haven't been there all the time since then. I did go away for a time, come back. It's not been my entire life, but for some people it has. So it was launched initially as part of a television programme in the UK, which was really looking into children who'd been sexually abused. And really when that issue was only kind of just being acknowledged for the first time. And so it was a helpline launched initially by the BBC. And I think they were so overwhelmed with the number of calls they got in like a 24-hour period. And then it became almost like this needs to be a helpline that's for all children about anything at any time, which I think has been Childline's mission and passion from the beginning and has continued to be that. And then of course, more recently, we've kind of moved with the times. We try and take ourselves to wherever children and young people are. So for us now, that means online. And so traditionally, Childline was delivered through the telephone. Still, we do deliver lots of our support through the call, but we're also online, so young people can contact us and have live chat. We've also got a website that's used very much so in terms of self-help material. And thousands. We talk to thousands of young people every week. We have 12 centres across the UK, and if it weren't for people like yourselves fundraising on our behalf, we wouldn't be able to do what we do, because 90%, more or less 90% of all of Childline's income source and the NSPCC comes from voluntary donations.
Wow.
Heavy Metal Truants, it's time to go. No sleep till download.
Hello, Heavy Metal Truants. How you doing? Here with Shaki.
Morning, dudes.
All right, guys, and we just thought we would start the ride off at a rather historic place. Here is Hammersmith, and hello, Helen.
Hi, this is Aaron from Paradise Lost. Very proud to be riding the HMT8 Truants ride this year, virtually. Something that didn't look like was possible a few weeks ago. Raising money for Save the Children, Nordoff Robbins, Teenage Cancer Trust and Childline.
And when you're out on your bikes, if you are out on your bikes, you've picked an absolutely brilliant few days, I've heard, on the weather that is going to be amazing. And it's not going to rain like it normally does at download or the ride to download.
Well, however you're getting to download virtually, be it by legs, be it by cycle, still or moving, Have a really safe one, guys.
No sleep till download.
Be safe, guys. We'll see you soon.
Heavy Metal Truants, my goodness, thank you so much to all you and Rod for making me an honorary truant. The hands up with thumbs, like this, for you lot. Thank you so very much. And all of you guys and girls that have contributed over the years to this wonderful charity organisation. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And those of you that would like to contribute, if you're watching this, I'm sure you can go to a website and donate. However much you like, even if it's a £5. It's £5 that they haven't had, that they now will have, thanks to you. I know times are very, very tough for everybody, but these kids still need our help and your help. So wherever you are, get on your case with it. Loads of that.